Hello and welcome to Good Darts, episode 21, back for season 2. We didn't announce that season 1 had ended, or that there was a season 1, but that we had a World Cup enforced break, so we decided this is season 2. As always, I'm Harry Pugh, and on my screen is my esteemed co-host. It's Jeremy Flynn. Hello, Jez.
Hi, Harry.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. It's nice to have some real darts back. It's good.
It was perfect timing, wasn't
play.
it? It was perfect timing in the wake of the World Cup disappointment. The match play starting basically almost immediately afterwards was the perfect tonic to get over the football and enjoy a proper sport.
It was just the return to Blackpool, Winter Gardens, with all the boys, back with all your old friends.
A sport that never hurts me.
No, it does we can't start. We can't start season 2 with this. But Michael
Smith. About Michael Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Other than when Michael Smith plays, it doesn't really hurt me.
That does hurt me. Actually, watching Cameron Menzies struggle, that hurt me also.
Yeah, that was tough.
But we'll get on to Cammy. First of all, I guess before we go any further, any personal highlights from the match play?
Of the match play
for you?
There was just a few people going on a little run that I really enjoyed. I love Rob Cross. Yeah. It was nice to see him go on a bit of a run. Love Dirk van Dijvenbode. Nice to see him go on a nice deep run into a tournament. So I really enjoyed that element of it. The Clayton Gary Anderson game was fun.
Yeah.
The sort of the clash of the oldies, as they were sort of dubbing it.
I'm sure Clayton would take umbrage with that, who I think is 50, and I think Gary Anderson's 15 years older than him.
Yeah.
He's also his hero. He says Clayton talks about how Anderson's his hero.
That's nice. I think he's everyone's hero. It's my hero. I really enjoyed Aspinall Littler. That was a real ding dong.
It's hard to. It was lots of. It's hard to fault a game that starts with a 9-darter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It was really funny because there was a lot of hype before about Aspinall, this is his crowd, this is his town. He only lives down the road. Aspinall, never better than when he's at the Winter Gardens. And then Lilla comes out and plops in a 9 right off the bat.
And then he almost did it again. He always did it again, 2 legs later.
Yeah, but
the kid's a freak.
He's an absolute lunatic. But as went with him, to be fair, he's the person that came closest to getting anywhere near him this week. I don't think anyone really, at any point, even really gave him much of a game other than Aspinall, really.
Yeah. I mean, talking of Aspinall, my highlight was seeing his new teeth for the first time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him yet. I didn't. If you texted, you said Aspinall's had his teeth done. And I sort of decided I was going to save myself and see them. I wanted to see them in action. I wanted to see them gnashing away on the Winter Garden stage.
Yeah.
What's fantastic, I've been Googled him again today just to kind of get a refresh. And the TikTok account of the bloke who's done his teeth, there's this mad video of Aspinall, and it's Aspinall teeth reveal in 5, 4, 3. And it's just Aspinall grinning with his previous, not particularly bad teeth, I would say.
No.
I actually was looking at it and I thought, that guy's done a really shit job with his teeth. And actually it was just his old teeth. So they weren't as bad as you thought. And then suddenly then it does that thing where the camera goes woof, woof, and it comes in, Aspinall's grinning with these fucking white ridges, gnashers. He must have had them taken out and put them all back in. That's not an Invisalign job. That's
no, those are veneers. Those
yeah.
They saw them down into little points and
They
got them
plonk other little teeth onto the spikes.
Onto your little point, yeah. He got them sheep's teeth.
Yeah.
Because when they're completely flat and all one length, I always just think that you look like you got sheep's teeth.
That does. I'm sure he'd like that. There's a surprising amount of cosmetic surgery in the darts world. The lid's being done. Hair transplants are obviously the big one. There's a number of those knocking around from Cullen to Barney. varying degrees of quality.
Varying
I guess the
degrees
thing
of
is there might be
success.
better ones, but the thing about a hair transplant, from what I've heard, is you want to ideally it's like a good goalie. You don't know that they've had a good game
Oh
because they
yeah, of
haven't,
course.
or a good ref is probably even better.
I don't think Cullens is very good. You can still see a bit of patchwork at the back. And
But Gezi. So my wife was briefly watching a bit of the match play, and she was like, "That man's had so much Botox," and that man was Going Price. And I said, Going Price hasn't had Botox. And then you texted me. I thought I'd chat about Jez about it on the pod, and then you texted me and you said, "I think Gezi's had some work done."
yeah, I think he has. I think he has. He's looking smooth AF.
He is looking smooth, and he's not a man who's not crunching his face up a lot. Like, he's always sort of smushing. He's always giving it, go on, which we'll get onto later. Like we'll get onto. I think he's reached peak.
Yeah, he's starting to really grate me.
But his head should smush.
Well, hopefully we can get Gezi on the pod to clear up some of these rumours.
Clear up the rumours.
Yeah, Gezi, Harry Pugh, good darts. What are your remarks to my wife's scandalous claim she's had a bit of Botox?
I'm going to doorstep him. I'm going to go find him wait outside his chip shop.
Gezi, what do you think about my wife saying you've had some work done?
I think he might have done. I don't know, because
I think he's had it done.
He does strike me as a sort of trouble, and not it has to be about insecurity, but like, I think he is quite vain. I also he said the other day that he's thinking about not playing much darts. He might not even do the Premier League because his daughter's about to have a baby, so he's about to be a granddad, and I reckon that might make you, like, he's only in his 40s, that's going to make you feel old, and maybe he's thinking, I can't be a granddad with it. I need to get rid of these lines.
I think he's having a bit of work done. I think he's on the sunbeds. I think he's having a bit of work done. I think and I think you're right. It's probably the imminent congratulations, Gezi, by the way, on becoming a grandfather.
Mate. What would you like to see him get next?
I'd like to see him. Well, has he had his teeth done? He's not. I think he's got quite good teeth, actually.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him get. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be nice.
Little Brazilian bum lift.
I want him to get a big set of tits, but then you know how on his shirt he's got the muscles outlined. I want him to get a shirt with the tits outlined.
Yeah, you have to do that, and then he gets his bum done, and he gets the bum outline.
These are all really good ideas.
Yeah. He should get, people, sometimes like quite short men pay like 30 grand to get their legs extended by about like half an inch.
Yeah, they break their legs, don't they? And then reset them.
That'd be fun for him to miss a year when he's having his legs broken, so he could be 5'10" instead of 5'9.5".
Really, really tall, like Van Veen comes in, towering over.
What's that massive Norwegian guy called? Decker.
Yeah.
Just towering above him. Yeah,
that'd be funny.
Good. Anyway, we will get on to Gezi and our increasingly troubled relationship with him, even though he's won me back over. But I think there's only one place to start talking about the match play, and that is friend of the pod, Luke Littler.
Luke Littler. Hi, Luke, if you're listening.
Hi, Luke. You're right, mate. I think it's probably worth, before we get into it, just running through some of the numbers from the match play. I guess for anyone who didn't see it, wild that you're listening. But Luke Littler won the match play on Sunday night, beating Going Price considerably. I think 17-9 or something in the end. An absolute just. It wasn't even like he thrashed Gezi because Gezi wasn't playing well. He thrashed Gezi because he was on just reach his numbers. Averages 111.04 across the entire tournament.
Oof.
Which is breaking Phil Taylor's record from 2010 of 106.3.
Wow.
66 maximums across the whole tournament. It's a short tournament as well. It's a short tournament, and they're relatively short games by comparison as well, right?
Yeah.
He beat the previous record of 64, which he set last year.
Love that.
Highest average ever in a World Matchplay final, 111.5.
Goodness me.
Every single match he averaged over 109.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. He's absolutely bonkers. I think he hit 6 triple, like, ton plus checkouts across the game. What
was funny was before the game, Gerwin Price said, if I play my A game, he can't beat me. And actually, I'd say, I mean, Gezi was averaging about 108 through a lot of that.
Yeah.
For a lot of that For a lot of that, that final.
I think he averaged about 103.
Yeah. And then, which is probably pretty close to Gezi's A game, and he didn't get anywhere near it. Like, Gezi was playing really well, and he didn't get anywhere near him.
Yeah. Then they've all said this. I mean, because like Gezi was in the press before, was saying like, people make it easy for Littler. People no one's like standing up to him. And Littler said in response to that, everyone raises their game against me. Everyone has the game of their life against me, and they can't beat me. He didn't say it as like cockily as that, obviously. Like Littler's quotes written down always make him sound far more arrogant than he is when he's like doing his post-match interview. Because there's like one after he won it where he's just like, I'm actually playing the most amazing darts of my entire life. But he said it in such a like passive way. Like he's not really showing off. He's just like acknowledging a fact.
I think you can't play any sport that well, then be asked how you're playing and it not sound slightly arrogant to be like, yeah, it turns out I'm probably going to go down as the best ever to play this, and I'm only 19.
Yeah, and I think it is that. Like, I think at the moment he's not really competing with anyone. Like he's competing with like the past, if that makes sense. Like he's competing with Phil Taylor, he's competing with Vista, with Piek van Gogh, with Piek van Barneveld. Like he's not. There's a moment I think he talked about this where he looked on the screen and he saw his average, and he's aware, obviously, of what Taylor's average is. Like he started, I think, to be like, actually, what I'm playing for now is like legacy and my like place in the sport, rather than to be the world. Like he's so clearly the best in the world.
Which at 19 is an insane thing to do.
Yeah. And I think he just sort of knows now. He's like, actually, I'm pretty much going to win everything. And now I need to. But I wonder, part of him is like, this doesn't, like, history shows that this doesn't go on forever.
I mean, and he's right. If he has thought that, he's right to think that, because so many people, I mean, obviously not to the level that Littler's done it, but there have been people that have come out, even like, Van Gogh and people like that, and you're like, oh my God, like no one's ever, there was a time with Van Gogh that was like, no one's ever going to get near him. And it doesn't last, because it must be over the years of just, he must be aware that it won't last forever, and maybe it won't. I don't know. I'm interested to see if it lasts forever. I don't think it will. Well, obviously nothing lasts forever, but he must be thinking he's trying to win as much as he can and be as good as he can be whilst he's this hot.
Yeah. And I thought that's a really interesting thing, is that he's now basically on course, if he wanted to. Not if he wanted. Basically, he could win. He's in a position now where if he wins everything until the end of the year, he'll have won what they're calling the Luke Slam, which doesn't really make sense as a bit of wordplay, but basically, like, win every single trophy. So much so that so when he said at the end of the match when he's doing his interview, and he goes, "My dad's annoyed at me because we were meant to be going to Spain, but now I've got to go to Leicester," and I didn't really know what that was about. But what that is about is that he hasn't done any of the Pro Tour games. He's only done World Tour. He hasn't done any floor matches, basically. And what's starting to happen is that he basically has to get in the top 64 of that ranking to make sure that he can go to the Players' Championship finals.
Oh, okay.
So he's basically got to go to Leicester, win that, just to get his ranking up high enough so that he can play in the finals later this year, and then potentially, and then just win that so that he's on course, because he's on Premier League, Worlds, Matchplay, World Cup.
Yeah.
And then he'll have to do, I think, have to do Players' Championship, which is Pro Tour 1, Worlds again, but I think Worlds counts as 2027, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
But Grand Prix, then Grand Slam. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's sat there going like, I guess I've got to do it. And some Dutch darts podcaster, I guess a rival, except I guess they have listeners, so not really a rival, but We've got listeners. They are there.
We've got
I mean,
listeners.
we've
Thanks
got
for listening.
Was like, it's kind of disrespectful, but he doesn't want to do the like pro tour. Just shows up to try and get the points on the board so he can go and do it. And you're like, fuck off. He doesn't need to do it.
He doesn't need to do anything. Even if he stopped today, he'd go down as the greatest.
Did you feel like I felt like he still wasn't getting that much love? Like I felt like Gezi was getting so much more love than he was.
People were singing Gezi Price's name in a home, which for an up north England tournament is insane that people were singing Gezi's name over Littler. But I think it's just that it's the price of being number one and winning everything that, like, you know, darts fans, they want to root for someone, and ultimately now it seems to be whoever's playing Littler just because they're the natural underdog.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted the game to, like, I think ultimately if you've got tickets for the match play final and it's Littler Gezi and Littler's just going to absolutely piss it like he has done all week, there's probably a part of you that just thinks, oh, at least just make it a close, good game. I don't want it to be over immediately and Littler just walk it.
It was over in like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
I said to my wife, I said, like, I'm going to have to sleep in a spare room because I'll be up late. It was literally, I came up where we are now in the studio in the lab and put it on at 8 o'clock. It started at 8:10. It was done by 9.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's first to 17. It's potentially a long format.
Yeah, really long.
And it was.
Yeah, and he just pissed it. He just absolutely pissed it. He's still not getting the love, but I think it just comes from being number one and being so comfortably better than anyone else that
he really is.
Fun.
Like, some of the finishing and some of the score, like, it's almost now like, it's a bit like this at the Worlds where he's just trying, it's almost like he's just trying to hit a 9. Like, I think I texted you this, that like every time when he steps up for the first throw of a leg and he doesn't hit a 60, I'm like, ugh. Because I'm like,
yeah, no 9 attempt this time.
Because that's all I'm kind of waiting for is, you're like, but I enjoyed it. I didn't find it boring yesterday. I was like, really, I was just like, this is.
It was like watching history. Yeah, the amount of ton plus finishes he was. For me, that's. I mean, it's one thing. The scoring averages are one thing, and the amount of maximums he hits, but like those multiple ton plus checkouts are just insane. Was it like a 167 he hit or something?
Yeah.
And it was
there were
just
so many.
So insane that he was just popping them in left, right, and centre, to use a Mardelism. The amount of times he just had 100 plus checkout and just sank it every time. And then Gezi was laughing, which I know annoyed you. Gezi was laughing.
It doesn't. I mean, it annoyed me in the same way it annoyed Wayne Mardle, in that if you're sat there going like, oh, everyone makes it easy for him, like Gezi was, and then like pretty early doors, like I get it later on, but you're in the final of this big game, like try and sort of like, it's not about trying to take it seriously. That's very Roy Keane. It's just like try and sort of focus on it. And he kept trying to do it like every now and again, like in between, like as he was going off for one of the breaks, Gezi just like turns to the crowd and gives it like a and like does this funny little noise. And you're just like, who you like?
I think like, doing the noise at the start, again, especially when you're about to have your ass handed to you by a 19-year-old.
Just like receive a spanking, yeah.
Yeah, I think to go out and do it, like, you know, Triple H spitting this water out his bottle as he walks into the wrestling ring, like, I think to do it, knowing that you're 90% chance just going to get an absolute pasting. And then he also did something I don't really like, which is when, like, he did something good, he was sort of like celebrating, but like in a, "Way, I got one, isn't it fun that I managed to do something good as well?" And it was a bit like, oh, come on, man, just get your head down, throw your darts and receive your punishment.
What are the, do you see this that Littler has started hitting double 15, starting hitting 30 as one of his big checkouts, which is so arrogant. Like, it's so, because it's a bad finish. Like, it's a all the guys on comms were like, why is he doing it? Because I guess for any people who are unfamiliar with the board, So it is. It's a bad finish because you've got 2 in. Because if you miss it, you're on an uneven number. So if you've got 30 and you hit it, you're on 15. So you've got to add another dart into your throw. Like it's a. Are you looking across at your board in your
dirty double? Yeah, I was looking across at my board.
I can see that. So it's like a bad finish, which is why obviously everyone wants to go for 16.
Yeah, a lovely tops finish.
Yeah, I texted you about that because he was on a ton, and then as soon as he missed the 60 initially, hit the 20, so he's got 80 left, and like it was so quick, and I kind of felt I was like, I know he's gonna go tops.
Yeah, absolutely sunk him as well.
Like it was just everything was so easy, it was so fast. Like he did celebrate a lot, but he started kind of like he seemed hyper focused. I thought he looked a bit trimmer as well, and I just thought he looked like
he was. This whole week he's looked really, really focused. Like he's come out, and he has been quite pumped up as well. Like I say, he's celebrated more. Like he's given the crowd a bit of action. He's given it the ears a little bit when he's done something sick. Like he's looked great all week. I think like he's looked focused. He's looking cute. He's got it all.
New kit,
new shirt. Quite a few of them have got new shirt. Like Aspinall's new shirt a lot. I mean, they're all still gross. A lot of them now going for the sort of Gary Neville white brown shoe with the white sole, like
the pundit trainer,
the pundit trainer. It felt like I saw Ross Smith, Joe Cullen, a lot of them going for the pundit trainer now, which maybe they've relaxed the rules about the black shoes.
Yeah, I like the Rob Cross's one. It's actually disgusting on the front. They're obsessed with these weird little like quarter zips.
The quarter zips gross. Luke Humphries has got the worst one with the chest pubes.
Yeah, that's bad. But yeah, Rob Cross's has got voltage on the back, it's all silver and shiny, so it sparkles in the light.
That's nice. I could see myself getting a Rob Cross shirt one day.
Yeah, that's really.
I really like
I'd support
Rob Cross.
That. But yeah, Littler's one. Part of me thinks it's nice, and part of me thinks somehow they've made it even more disgusting. There was a couple of kids in the crowd, it's very sweet, wearing like Littler hats, like the Nuke hats and the Nuke kits.
Yeah,
and you'd be like, that's nice, and then it would cut to like a woman in her 50s, and you'd be like, come on, mate.
A guy in his 60s in a Littler shirt, and you think, yeah, those hard drives.
Yeah, that guy who complained to us said it was weird if we were talking about it. And I was like, you've got one. You're typing this in your full Littler kit. Absolutely ridiculous.
But it was a great tournament. I mean, we were excited for it before it happened, and it really didn't disappoint. I mean, there's a reason why it's the second best tournament.
Yeah, if in hindsight, us doing a full preview of the World Cup and basically completely ignoring that match play was coming up feels like we maybe got our priorities wrong in terms of the darting calendar.
Yeah, massively. But
that's us. That's good darts.
Hey, I've seen that Emma Payton's got a darts podcast out now.
What, Double Tops with all the?
No, it's called Love. It's called Love the Darts with Emma Payton and someone else.
More competition. Weren't
we going to call ours Love the Darts?
No, we were going to call ours Stand Up If You Love the Darts.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Which is already a Sky Sports one. Yeah. It's an increasingly crowded market.
We're sort of coming at it from a different angle as everyone else by not knowing that much about darts.
Yeah, we don't really watch many of the games. We don't really know how to. Well, I had to practice pronouncing a number of names before we started recording. It's just kind of chill. It's not.
Yeah,
if you want numbers.
Yeah, we've got them, but it's sort of a sideways look at the world of darts. You know. Good tagline.
Yeah, if you want numbers or analysis or correct scores or players' names said correctly.
Players' name. But good luck
then
to
you
her.
Go somewhere else.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yeah,
Does she need it? I mean, she's already hosting all the PDC things. Maybe leave leave room for us, say Emma. Yeah, plenty of bread to go around. For the working man.
Let's go on to some of the other stories of the match play. Let's start with my friend and yours, Cameron Menzies.
Cammy, who had a sensational start to the tournament, beating Luke Humphries, dumping Humphries out in the first round.
With a big fish at the end
with a big
as
fish
well.
and really playing some sensational stuff.
He's great, man. I've just got so much time for him. He's fucking mental.
His post-match chat was a bit odd, I think, after the Humphreys.
You wouldn't want to
game.
get stuck at an afters with Cameron Menzies.
I felt like I was stuck at an afters with him. I've had that real vibe of real intense 4:30 a.m. kitchen chat.
Yeah. I think when he came on against Rob Smith at the beginning, I texted you, I said, I think Cameron Menzies going to shit his pants. And then he did basically collapse about 10 minutes earlier. So for anyone who didn't watch it, why don't you tell us what happened there?
Yeah, so he battered Humphreys in the first rounds. Looked really, well, he didn't batter him. It was 10-7. It was a good game, but he played really well. Then he came out against Ross Smith. He didn't look good on the stage. He was sweating a lot. He was kind of sweating pre-match. Like there was a pre-match interview.
Yeah.
And I thought, he looks quite sweaty.
I think it's very hot in there.
It's hot in there.
In his defence, it's very hot in there. Luke Littler kept saying about, you don't know how hard it is. It's very hot in here. And I was like, well, you made 3 million this year, mate. I think you're all right.
You're doing all right. But yeah, unfortunately, about the third leg in, was sort of forced to retire. He sort of said he wanted to go off. He was sort of shaping up to shoot a couple of times, and then he sort of turned to the scorer and said he had to get off, and then he sort of collapsed on the way out, which was very sad to see. Really,
Rob Smith,
sending him lots of love. Yeah,
Smudger was what a he's gone up in my estimation. I mean, I guess he was never going to just leave him there, but
fuck him,
just keep playing.
Just sinking darts over his body.
Just hits a 9. Yeah. So what? But it was a real. There was that that weird vibe that you have on telly when someone's collapsed live. And it's like that sort of. I don't remember this, but it's how I imagine it was when Tommy Cooper died live on TV.
I'm sure it was exactly the same as when Tommy Cooper died. I tell you what, though, Emma Payton said, sending Cameron all our best wishes, and he's with the St. John's ambulance now. And I thought, St. John's ambulance? Like, fucking loosen the purse strings, PDC.
Yeah.
Like, have a fucking medic on site. Like, these boys aren't healthy. Was that the best you got? St. John's ambulance? It's not a fate.
He's with the work experience medic now.
I couldn't believe it. It's like, these guys, they're putting their bodies on the line. Have a doctor there.
One of the stewards has given him a Lucozade, and he's okay.
He's got some Pro Plus in him, and he's going to drive him around the block a couple of times and see how he feels.
Yeah, his high blood pressure was the cause, but that's stress. Yeah. That's how fucking stressed Cameron Menzies is. His blood pressure.
Yeah, well, we're sending him lots of love.
I was reading a story about because Cameron Menzies was saying after the Worlds, after he beat up that table, that he was like. He was doing his CV. He uploaded his CV to Indeed because he's a plumber by trade. And I was reading all about his history where he was having to debate whether or not he wanted to be a plumber or be a darts player. Apparently, he couldn't quit being a plumber because he'd only made 45 grand in a year doing darts. And I was like, that's quite a lot of money.
45 grand?
A year?
Yeah, but plumbers make fucking tons, don't they?
Yeah, that is true, actually.
All that cash in hand stuff.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you.
A lot of alleged stuff about Cameron Menzies fans.
Yeah. Well, we've cut all the other stuff, so we can't.
Sign up to the Patreon.
Yeah. So just send me and just text me. Everyone who listens to this has my number. So
yeah, text Harry to think what we really think's going on.
Anyway,
sending you lots of love, Cameron.
Another cult hero who forever wins my heart is the Aubergenius, Dirk van Duijvenbode. His look and aesthetic is my favourite thing in darts. Also, you sent me the picture. Why don't you describe to Melissa, if anyone didn't watch it, what was what was
when
on
he came out,
the huge
came out,
screen behind him.
Yeah, that was great. That was great for lots of people, but I don't think anyone utilised it as well as Dirk. Because as he came out, there were like 3 really angry cartoon aubergines behind him, like marching and shouting behind him. Really like aggressive cartoon aubergines, which was really good.
Yes.
You're right, though. His look, the 2 hoop earrings, the sort of that he sort of got a bit of the Pat Butcher about him with the white gold.
I was going to say it's like Sinbad.
Yeah, he's got the Sinbad about him. His walk-on is so scary and aggressive, just that one note banging over again. And then he does the double fist pump and stare at the crowd and goes like, boo, 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 which is brilliant. I mean, I like
watching
almost
him win. I
him.
love watching him. Like, he beat MVG, and then he beat Gary Anderson. And then he only lost to Luke Littler. Like, he was, I mean, he's averaging 92, which is, is good, but is nowhere near when Luke Littler's averaging 110 or something. Yeah. But like, he was doing what we were saying earlier with Gezi, like he was laughing along. But earlier on, when he like beating Van Gerwen, big Dutch derby, and he turns around and he goes like, ooh, and he's got they're fat earrings as well. Big, like they're really chunky.
Yeah. You could see him in a bull's nose.
Yes. Yeah. I love him. I think he's so much fun.
He's great.
And he's good. Nice like when he's good as well, big finish. Like he's quite a show off and like he really gives it some.
He's one of the biggest scorers. He hits them like other than Littler, obviously, but like he's one of the biggest maximum scorers on the tour. And yeah, it was really nice to see him like go deep into a competition.
It was his first televised sort of quarterfinal or something like that in about 3 or 4 years. Like because he got injured, didn't he? He was really badly injured. That makes it sound like he's been in a car crash. He just he just pulled a muscle in his arm, but he couldn't play for ages. So he was having to work himself back into it. And yeah, he's great. But
I love him.
You can't beat Littler.
No one could. And
I guess for anyone who doesn't know, he's called the Aubergenius because he's an aubergine farmer.
Yeah.
Which might be the best one in darts.
Best nickname and like origin story in darts for me.
Yeah. But does it? Because it's not. I feel like it's not his official nickname, is it? It's not what they say at the beginning, is it?
That's
like I think the Aubergenius is like a sort of
like
it's what his friends call it.
It's like it's like a moniker. Let's find out. I'm going to look him up.
It's incredible wordplay if for English, when English is your second language as well.
Yeah. So yeah, he's known as the Titan. Sorry, I was just reading a darts forum that was asking if Dirk van Dijvenbode a nickname a reference to his big hog.
I like that someone's like watching darts. So I heard the Aubergenius and he's gone, need to know, and then gone straight to a forum. Hasn't Googled it. It's like I've got it. Does anyone know?
Yeah, genius as well. Like he's gone Aubergenius. That's weird.
Also, if you watch that and you think it's a reference to his huge when he's coming out and behind him are all like dancing cartoon aubergines.
Why do they call you the Aubergenius? Because I've got a big piece.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I bet he does, though, to be fair.
Oh, absolutely, but it doesn't define him. He's an aubergine farmer with a huge cock. He's not a guy with a huge cock who farms aubergines,
I tell you what, if it hasn't got a big piercing in it, I'll eat my hat as well. If that guy hasn't got a pierced bellend, I will eat my hat.
100%. Those hoops came as a 3, no doubt about it.
I bet Emma Payton's not talking about that. You don't get that on the official BDC podcast. Dear. Good
Have
stuff.
that, Jack, mate.
Yeah.
on your tops and tails.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
Christ.
Fantastic.
Right. Anyway, on big cocks, Going Price had a funny old tournament as well.
Yeah, the funny old tournament. He looked great all week, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
He looked great all week. Off the Oki.
He's Welsh number one.
Yeah, which he kept banging on about when he was like, oh, I bet Johnny's going to be upset. I'm Welsh number one again. And you're like, well, you said it perfectly when I text you and said he keeps banging on about being Welsh number one. And you said he'll never be Welsh number one to me. And I agree with that completely.
No.
Johnny Clayton's Wales number one.
Yes, he had won me over, Going Price. And he still has won me over. I didn't like him getting all the hate he got. But, and I said this to you a few episodes ago, I think he's too focused now on being loved than he is on his darts. He's got a lot of stuff going on. He's about to be his grandfather. He's constantly flying out to Turkey to get loads of work done, allegedly.
Yeah, he's got the fish and chip shop. He's trying to become a professional pool player.
He's endorsing reform. Busy boy. But also, he is fucking good. And I think he's playing really, really well. I'm starting to now lose interest in his celebrations. I find them like gimmicky.
He's really, I mean, it just feels like he's been doing it a long time now. It doesn't really have anywhere else to go. It was, I'm not, I warmed to him around the time he was getting sort of the most amount of abuse. I was like, I'm sure he's a good lad. Everyone talks about what a nice lad he is on tour, but it's starting to really grate on me. Like the game against Van Veen, I was really disliking him. And he was great against Van Veen as well. I mean, he was like, I think he won 17-10 and really was cooking in that game.
Yeah.
But I was just absolutely rooting for him to lose all week.
It's a bit like watching like a sort of old like actor or old like comic being like wheeled out just to say his catchphrases. Like I remember I saw Peter Kay in Liverpool a year or so ago, and he'll just every now and again he'll be like, oh, the thing about my Uncle Knobhead, you'd be like, mate, that's a routine from like 2003 or something, and it's like he's just doing the catchphrase. He's like, you know, Chinese Alan and Gavin and Stacey was like, someone order a Chinese, like that's Going Price.
Yeah, and especially now that he does it before the game, it's just like he just does it, and I'm just sitting there watching it, just like, oh, fuck off.
It's the fact he can do it on demand. It's a bit Boy Who Cried Wolf. It's a bit like, you know, it's like if you know someone can fake crying, and then you'll never believe that they're crying.
Exactly.
So like it doesn't seem genuine. It's probably not as intimidating as well. Like it used to, I think, really wind players up, and I think now they're just like, what's this Wally doing?
When you do it so many times, like it must have less and less effect each time that he does it. And like you said, if it was that, like, you know, he did it when he was like, you know, against the ropes and if he pulled out like a ton plus finish when he was, you know, a breakdown or something, and he did it, you'd be like, yeah, that's fair enough. But when you do it before a dart has been thrown and then you just get a pumping, it makes the whole thing irrelevant.
Yeah, it's also, I think, because of the sort of celebration it is, it's like it's a big release of emotion. So it used to feel really like he'd do these big finishes and then he'd do it and you'd be like, yeah, great, he's really chuffed that he's done it. But now when he just comes out and he just gives it one to the crowd, and then and all the commentators are talking about it, they called it a hacker. We called it a hacker first.
I think we've got some listeners. I think John Part's listening to this and stealing some of our shtick. I tell you what, we'll know for certain if they start talking about Tyven Bird's pierced helmet. Then we'll know for a fact that they're listening and stealing our stuff.
If you are out there, please drop it in. We won't sue. We'll just be chuffed to bits,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, just accidentally call him Prince Albert or something.
Yeah, that. But yeah, he's tough to love at the moment.
That's exactly what it is. He's tough to love. He had a great week. He was playing well, but you kind of knew how it was going to go from day one. Like, yeah, this week he was the best of the rest, and Littler will pump him in the final, and he did.
Did you notice Wayne Mardle saying his name? He was really, and maybe it's us who are doing it wrong. He kept being like Gerwin.
He does this a lot, Mardle, and I think it's one of those things of he knows probably the correct way to pronounce it. He gives it an extra Gerwin.
Do you reckon he's saying chorizo when he's...
He says chorizo in the restaurant.
Yeah. Dos chorizo.
Yeah, Mardle's got that about him. Yeah, get a win. He does say it a lot. I don't know if that's officially the correct pronunciation or if Mardle's just giving it a little Welsh flourish himself. But yeah, good old Wayne, you know.
Fair enough. Right, we'll end on another national hero, Beau Greaves. Bow and arrows. Beau won the women's match play against Fallon Sherrock in a tight game, I thought.
Tight game, good game. Some poor checking out, but some high scores, a lot of maximums, some good scoring. Very short game.
Really short game, and I'd be interested to know why that is. I know that's like a debate in other female sports. Like it's a big thing in tennis, isn't it? Where some players complain that they'd like that the games are shorter. I think with darts, as I always did with darts, that I don't really see why it's quite a sort of split. I mean, there is a quite. We're not here to argue the quality of male and female darts contrast, but there is a big drop. I thought it was interesting. I mean, there was a lot of it actually wasn't. I was saying this to you before we started recording. It wasn't a good representation of Beau or of Fallon. There was a lot of double. There was a lot of madhouse finishes. There was a lot of double twos, quite a lot of 180s. But it was like Greaves.
It wasn't a high quality game. We know how good Beau and Fallon are because, I mean, Beau's beaten Littler this year a few times, so we know how good they are.
And Michael Smith.
I think it only being to 6 is I think it's normally to do with the fact that they probably get paid so much less, and they can probably say it's because there aren't as many games and things like that when it's just because of the popularity of the men's game. But I thought it was. I tell you what, I thought was tough was obviously it's in the Winter Gardens. Clearly like a long time before the final.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weirdly quiet.
It feels a lot like
sort of felt like it was more it felt more difficult to play in than a rowdy crowd sort of.
Yes, I'd be interested to know. I mean, I could Google this, but we're here now. Whether or not it's like a different crowd who are coming in to watch, like a lot of like purists, or whether or not it's it's the same crowd in early. I imagine it's a different crowd. I imagine you buy the tickets for it separately. Yeah, it was I think so. It seemed less fancy dress, and I don't think everyone was like they're like, we'll go watch Beau and then we'll go home and put the Ali G on and then come back for the evening. Let me slip into something more comfortable, and then it's
it felt, because it was so quiet, I was watching it going, I think if I was a darts player, I would hate that more than like the carnage behind me. Because at least with the carnage behind you, you just play the darts, and you could probably think to yourself, half of this lot aren't even watching what I'm doing. They're just getting absolutely battered and fighting amongst themselves. Whereas it was really quiet in there. And then every now and then you could just hear one person trying to start like a Colo Yaya Toure chant, like by them, just one lone voice trying to get it going at 1 o'clock in the afternoon by themselves. And you're like, you're going to have to wait till tonight to do that, mate. Like, that's not going to take off during this game.
Yes, never. Yeah, never a good sign. It's interesting because she was saying now, so she's basically, by winning that, she's qualified for the Grand Slam and the Worlds. So she's guaranteed to be in both of those, right? And what's interesting is, like, people keep talking like, oh, is she like, should she stop playing in the, stop playing in the women's one and not do that? Like, which I don't think she would. Like, her post match, she was really like, her post match was, have you seen it? Her interview after, where she's just like, I love my life. I love playing darts. I love being like a spokesperson for the women's game. She's great.
Yeah.
But I think the calls for her to like come in and challenge like the very top of the men's game are probably a bit premature. Like, her averages are, she's obviously got it in her, but one, like I said, the game's a lot shorter. It's a different thing. But her averages are like 85. She's averaged like 110. Like, she's got it in her. What's quite interesting though is that a lot of the time in the women's tournament, the top women's players, their averages are far lower when they're playing in the women's tournament than they are in the men's tournament, because the caliber of opposition is, they're so much better. So like, Beau Greaves is so much better than some of the people that she's playing. So basically she's never under much pressure to check out, so she doesn't have to.
You sort of play at the level that you're playing at, don't you? Like,
well, you just like, you never have to go for like a big fish because the person you're playing is on 400, so you're always like, and that compounds. You might as well just chip away at it, because Fallon's qualified for the Worlds as well by coming. She's done the Premier League.
Yeah, but Fallon, this world, Fallon will be in the next Worlds because of she reached the match play final yesterday.
Yeah. She has to be. She's the Queen of the Palace.
She's the Queen of the Palace, but apparently if Beau Greaves, because Beau Greaves had already qualified to some other means, that means it went to the runner-up yesterday.
Oh, lovely. That's
so
nice.
That means that Fallon's definitely at the Worlds next year as well.
Yeah, they've good. I like them. I'm big fans of.
Big fans. Yeah. I hope they have a good. One of them one year will have a really, really long run at something like the Worlds, and it'll be good.
Yeah, it looks like it'll probably be Beau. It would be interesting if
I
Beau
think so.
had, because she was saying she's really good on the floor, but she struggles on stage sometimes. So it would be interesting for her to get a big one. I feel like people always really want women darts players to do well. Like, there's very little, like, no one's ever an arsehole. Everyone's like wants them to do well, and she's super likable, and
she's great.
Just like her vibe.
Yeah.
All right,
congratulations, Beau.
Congratulations, Beau. But yeah, that I think that about does it for episode 1, season 2 of Good Darts.
Welcome back.
We'll be back next week. It's a bit quiet on the darting front. It's back to the floor, where Luke Littler will be trying to smash some part-timers in his frantic attempt to win absolutely everything in the Luke Slam.
Welcome back in the Luke Slam.
But yeah, we'll be back next week for.
Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe and things like that.
Nice one. See you, Jez.
Bye, Harry.
Bye.